Well, I will say to you that we have a strong College of Education, and historically we've graduated a number of students that have entered that profession and served the public education system well. I will tell you that we've had some conversations recently about the challenges that many of the teachers are facing in the classrooms, hence contributing, I think, to this brain drain that's happening. And one of the things that we were having conversations about is how to be strategic and intentional. How do we prepare those future teachers for the challenges that they're going to embark upon? And how do we equip them so that they're prepared to continue to do well? But then also, how do we look at our school system and begin to make changes in the environment that are more supportive of helping our teachers through the challenges? So we've had some conversations recently with a few of the school districts about putting partnerships in place to actually grow the leadership within the school districts. Because the leadership needs to be more informed so that they're equipped. We need to have broader representation among the leadership so that they then can help the teachers to be more successful and put in place strategies that are more responsive to the challenges that those students and teachers are facing. So for us, and I know Prairie View does this as well because I've spent many years with their College of Education doing summer workshops. I think it's important for us to look at partnerships, which we are putting in place with the school districts, to prepare their leadership team to do assessments and evaluations on the environment so we understand the challenges, and then we can be strategic and intentional about developing future teachers who can navigate those challenges successfully and persist in the school districts without having the brain drain that we're experiencing.
Thank you. Dr. Simmons.
No matter how effective we are in educating students to be teachers, until the public and policymakers understand the value of teaching and how to support teachers, we won't ever be able to succeed. The problem is, and I was thinking about this today because I was editing a piece that I wrote about my teachers, and I was thinking about the phenomenal way in which I and so many others like me were helped by teachers who went far beyond what was required of them to show us a way to the future. Mm-hmm. And what people don't understand is that for many neighborhood children, the only thing between them and a future is a teacher. A teacher who cares about them, a teacher who teaches them, a teacher who gives them hope when they don't have it in good supply. That is our one protection in this society, because there is no other place for children to go to get that. There simply isn't. So I think part of the problem is definitely universities. We have created an environment in which we have accorded status to ourselves because we have high degrees, and because we call ourselves professors, and because we are hoity-toity, and we have pushed down the value of the work of people who are in the classroom dealing with young people who are desperate to get ahead in this world. And so I've advocated often that universities ought to cut it out. When I started at Prairie View, I decided I would call nobody doctor. And they filed so many complaints against me. They did. That's not a joke. They did. They spent a lot of time filing complaints against me with the Texas A&M University system because I would not call people doctor. And so I came back and I say, I know a lot of you are very concerned because I won't call you doctor and because I won't permit you to call me doctor. But keep filing those because I'm never going to start calling you doctor. And so I haven't. And one of the reasons that I haven't is I think creating these invidious distinctions pushes down and diminishes the respect that people have for individuals who are working hard in the classroom, on the front lines, trying to do their best in a very challenging environment. So I'm very worried about that. And I think one of the things that we can do is bring more support from universities into these schools. I had the pleasure of going last Wednesday, maybe, to Phyllis Wheatley High School, where I was a student. And Phyllis Wheatley has been an underperforming school for some time, as you know, with threats of being taken over. And finally, they got a better grade this year. And so we had a huge celebration at Phyllis Wheatley for that institution and for the teachers there who are beaten down by all the complaints that they hear from people. And the one thing that I thought to do, because it meant so much to me that this school where I went to school and where my teachers actually lifted me up and pushed me out of Houston and sent me off to college, I thought about what I should do. And the first thing I thought is find a way to say to these teachers how valuable their work is. And so I offered a series of awards to the teachers at Wheatley who are performing in outstanding ways and who never get anyone to say thank you for the work that you're doing.
Yes. Yes.